Sugar Show. Let's go. Sugar Show returns this Saturday.
Let's go, man. Okay.
The Sugar Show.
The
Sugar
mentally
Shawn O'Malley,
undefeated.
aka the greatest ex-vegan fighter in MMA today.
Not only that, man. The real question isn't how he's gonna perform. What color is he gonna dye his hair this time? That's the real question. That's what I want to know. Possibly he's gonna do it the Brazilian colors because obviously Thomas
tell you
Almeida
something.
is from Brazil. So
Milan, I'll tell you something. No
go
matter
for it.
what color he dyes it, the color will be undefeated.
Man, Sugar Shawn O'Malley, undefeated fighter going into this. Someone's O has to go, and it's not Shawn's, man. It's not Shawn's. So I'm gonna say, man. But we had a nice. I won't lie. The UFC. What pissed me off, yeah, is that as soon as we stopped recording, and like I was editing, all the shit that I'm gonna talk about now came out. So pretty much like while I was still editing, all the fucking things that came out basically answered every single question in our last podcast. So pretty much made it like redundant, which is annoying. But I wasn't about to fucking edit. I already spent like 5 hours on that bad boy. Turned out very nice. But it was a busy week, man. I won't lie. Not just for the UFC, but for MMA in general. Very busy week. Wouldn't you say so, Shawn?
Very busy in the whole fight game. Something we forgot to bring up last week. Marvin Hagler
Yeah,
passed away. Uh, the man had a grind of a different level.
he was insane, man.
Um, yeah. Honestly though, I actually I didn't watch Marvin Hagler. I never even heard of him until he died. But I watched a few of his fights just because obviously I heard the news that he died. I was like, oh, he's a big guy, great boxer, obviously.
Mm.
So I decided to look into him. The grind was unreal in this guy. Like no one, this guy's conditioning was top tier.
And indeed
And
it
it's obviously
was.
sad to see a boxer go like this.
And not
It's
only
always
that,
sad when a boxer does.
he produced one of the greatest rounds in boxing history, essentially. I'll send it to you afterwards, Shawn. I'll even put it into the description down below, just so you guys can check it out. But it was basically, like even the commentators were saying, it wasn't. It's not boxing. It's a slugfest. They're not boxing. They're fighting. And I'll send it to you after this podcast, Shawn. We could have a look at it, but obviously, very unfortunate that he died. But his legacy remains. And
Remember as Conor McGregor, the GOAT of MMA, once said that the records are forgotten, but it's the highlights that live on.
facts.
And let's see the highlights.
The man who has never
This
been
man's
dropped
highlights.
once in his whole career. Now, technically he did get dropped once, but that was the most obvious slip of all time in the first round. He slipped, and they counted it as a knockdown. But he's never been dropped, never been wobbled. He was a machine, man. That's all I have to say. He was a machine.
Just like McGregor, he was never dropped.
Exactly, man. Exactly.
Undefeated. Mentally.
Undisputed. But listen, man. Last week, a nice little card right before UFC 260, yeah? And unfortunately, our boys took some big L's in this card. Our boys
These
took
boys
huge L's.
You better put this timestamp down because these two boys deserve to be on the screen right now.
Okay, cool.
Harry Handsucker was his name, and getting knocked out in the first round was his game. JP boys, I could not be more we will be watching this man's career in the UFC. Hopefully he doesn't get cut or something now.
Oh man,
But
he's so sad if he does.
Harry Handsucker, there's no words for this guy because he got honestly
48 seconds, I think it was, man. What the fuck, brother?
49. Says
Oh,
here.
whoa. Okay, sorry.
So obviously Harry Handsucker has lost that belt now.
He is now
Uh,
just a cocksucker, bro. That's all I have to say, man.
Harry Cocksucker is now his name. Harry, the this guy sucks cock.
Tai
If we
Tuivasa
had
gave
if
him a new name,
if
man.
we had if we had serious editing skills, we'd put a big penis beside Harry Handsucker's face on this.
I don't think we'd be able to put it. We'd be able to put it on different websites, but I don't think YouTube would be one of them, Sean.
No.
Not at all, man.
JP buys opened the card by getting knocked out in the second. Can I just ask JP buys what was the game plan going into this fight? Because if it was to get knocked out, fair play. You walked in and you
You
were a
did your
young
job, man.
savage, honestly.
Young Savage, man, showed how savage he is, essentially. But then Tai
He got
Tuivasa,
knocked.
Tai
Fuck's sakes,
Tai
though.
Tuivasa fucking starked fucking Harry, bro. Starched, fucking
It was
clocked, man.
disgusting. Disgusting.
It was nasty, man. And then obviously the biggest fight that not only, uh, to be honest, I think it was a big win for the UFC, and not because Derek Brunson won the fight, and not because Kevin Holland and Derek Brunson put on a good card, but Sean, we finally cracked down on a streamer. We finally cracked down. Dana White and Khabib Nurmagomedov were sitting next to each other, and Khabib live streamed the whole main event on his
30 and
Instagram.
0. 30, 30 and 0. 30 and 0, baby.
Oh man, and not only that, man, yeah.
This,
What I respect about Khabib is that he was fucking telling this guy to focus, focus, but then he started saying more advice like, "Oh, footwork, footwork, focus, footwork,
use
get
your
the hips
hips,
up, yeah,
hips,
yeah,
hips,
yeah, yeah."
hips, hips, hips.
All that, man. Like, bro, that's some fucking legendary shit right there, man. Hey,
Well,
fuck's
to be
sake.
fair, he would normally have done it with DC, but actually, that's the only real fight I think we should talk about. That Derek Brunson and uh, Kevin Holland fight. Something that I just, whatever, when I was kind of watching that fight, that I was thinking that, like, at what point does Kevin Holland's corner say to him, "Okay, look, we're 3 rounds down. You're not winning this fight. You need to cut the bullshit, stop talking. You need to stay up." Like, literally, when he went to his corner in between rounds,
Mm,
like, there was no, like, it was Kevin Holland talking to Khabib. Like, there was no, like, advice. There was no, shut the fuck up, stop talking, man.
yeah.
You need to put your head down. You need to wait. You need to catch this guy on the chin. That's
Mm,
all you can do, because he had to win by knockout, because he was getting absolutely outclassed out there by Derek Brunson.
yeah.
And like his corner was just no vocal. It just wasn't a vocal corner. They needed to tell him to shut the fuck up. Let's do this for
Essentially.
real.
I barely even saw his fucking, like, cornerman come into him. Like, when he was talking to Khabib. I was like, bro, where are the people, man? But
Exactly. Like, it's all fun and games being
it's,
like,
it's
oh, he was talking to Khabib, but like, why wasn't he talking to his corner?
man, I don't. His corner had to be more disciplined, I think, because, like, even if it is Khabib, even if it is one of, like, the best fighters in the UFC, we're gonna talk
His
about that
opinion
next
doesn't
week, yeah,
matter.
in the goats episode. But even
His
if it is
opinion doesn't
someone of
matter.
such high stature, I guess, you tell your fighter, shut the fuck up, listen to what we have to say, because you spent 6 weeks with us during fight camp. Not only that, but previous to that, pretty much a large chunk of your career training with us. And now, when it, like, matters most, when you're representing us, when you're representing, like, yourself, you're gonna try and fucking, not only that, try and feed your family, and you're out there talking to Khabib. Now, if he wants to do that, fair play, man. What I saw afterwards was a statement by him. He said, "You know what? Like, I don't care. I'm gonna be me. Like, if I'm not gonna stop being me. I'm gonna talk if I want to talk," which I respect, to be honest with you, because it shows that, like, he's not afraid of being himself. I like that. You know what I mean? If he wants to talk, go for it, man. But, like,
There's a point. There's a point.
yeah, don't be surprised that, like, your career starts going downhill if you keep doing that shit. Do you know what I mean?
Of course, talk make it interesting, but
Yeah,
like at the same time, brother, you kind of need to win these fights.
facts.
Like if you're not, it's just also something I look at this guy. I thought at weigh-ins, 183. Kevin Holland weighed in at. Could he possibly be a one fight at 170?
I have no clue to be honest with you.
I think if he can make 170, he should go to 170 because he'll be a big 170 fighter,
You know what?
and he'd be able to his takedown defense would be better against those guys than like Derek Brunson who's cutting from 200 pounds plus, like
Yeah,
whereas Kevin Holland looks like he walks around at like 190,
looking at the middleweight
same as
rankings,
Kamaru
actually,
Usman, like
looking at the middleweight rankings, Derek Brunson went up 3 ranks. He's now number 4 in the middleweight contendership. He is above Darren Till right now, which is crazy to
Darren
me.
Till hasn't fought though, and he's on a losing
No,
streak.
he's not.
Darren Till just lost. Like, he's sorry, he just lost one.
Darren Till beat Kevin Gastelum in his middleweight
He
debut.
lost to he lost to Whitaker.
That is very true. I completely forgot that fucking happened. But
Casual.
yeah, sorry guys, I'm a fucking casual man. But what's it called?
It's kind of weird seeing Jack Hermanson in number 7.
Jack Hermanson, shut the fuck up. That's all I have to say. Nah. I'm joking. I'm joking. No disrespect to anyone here. Shout out to the UFC. Shout out to Jack Hermanson. But one fight that I think would be a nice little fight is to put up. Well, first of all, let me mention Khamzat Chimaev. He is basically he tweeted uh, that he's coming out of retirement. Essentially, he is ready to play. He's back basically. So I think a nice little fight. Obviously, Leon won't want to fight him. He's too busy. He should be busy with Bilal Muhammad. So I think
I think give Bilal Muhammad to Khamzat Chimaev or
no, I
Khamzat
think Kevin
Chimaev
Holland
to
because not only is it like an interesting
doesn't
fight,
matter.
yeah.
Like if it's at
It,
170 though, 170 we want to see Khamzat at 170.
nah, I want to see him at middleweight real quick. I want to see what's it called? I want to see him smash him. To be honest with you, maybe get Kevin Holland down, or maybe get Chimaev up because he could fluctuate between those two weights as we saw before. But I think because Kevin Holland obviously is a funny character, and to see that with Hamzat Chimaev, who he's a funny character as well. Let's be real here. I think it'd be a nice little fight to put on, especially since not only will it boost Chimaev up the rankings because we saw Derek Brunson went up 3 places, even though I saw people saying none of them should, both of them should have went down for fighting each other. Uh, but if Kevin Holland wins, not only does he gain notoriety, but he also basically stops the hype train. That's what I think. That's my 2 cents.
I've got here. I'm about to send you something really stupid right now into the chat,
Cool.
and you have to put it on. You have to put it into the. You
No
have to put it
problem,
up
man.
on the
No
stream.
problem, man.
Here, I've got the funniest picture ever.
Okay, go for it, man.
I'm sorry, it's really random, but
It's cool.
so Kamara Usman's got that one in his record.
Yeah.
I'm gonna show you the guy who beat him.
Oh, nah. Put it
It's,
in the chat, yeah?
it's a violation.
It's actually.
Mm.
I'll put it up as soon as I see it, like react to it.
Select.
Me and the audience will react to it together. That's what the MNS podcast brings to the table. We are interacting with our
Are we
fans.
gonna rename it though?
I think we might have to. It's a catchy little name, you know. I don't know. I'm happy
Yeah.
to call it the 4 podcast. I'm happy to call it the MNS podcast. I'll fluctuate between each. Do you know what I mean? I'm gonna go between each because I think they're good names.
I don't mind whichever,
Yeah,
honestly.
facts. Like whatever one comes out on my mouth, I'm using basically. Oh my god.
The Fresh Prince of Kendall.
15
This is Kamara Usman's only L.
Was it,
I know.
let
I'm
me guess,
sorry.
wait, let me guess. Was it a submission?
Yeah,
Oh, I think I
a
remember that. I
rear
think I
naked,
remember
rear
Joe
naked choke.
Rogan talking about this fight and how like Usman was winning, but he just got caught in a, was it a rear naked choke, yeah?
Rear naked. He
Yeah.
just got choked like a bum.
He got fucking caught. But like it wasn't in the UFC, so it's good, man. It's good. But like still having a one like that, it just kinda it's
With a
shit.
guy who looks like that. Like zooming on his face is everything. Like, oh my
He
god.
is the GOAT, in my opinion.
Clearly, he's the welterweight champ
The
right now.
Fresh Prince of Kendall.
Like,
Oh.
what a name. The fact that someone can have a name like that and legally be allowed to fight is just like, I think you should be in a mental institution.
Man, this guy,
Honestly,
I think this is the most diverse fighter I've ever seen in my life. He has one KO, TKO finish, 12 submissions, 12 decisions on his wins. On his losses, 2 KOs, TKOs, 3 submissions, 5 decisions, and 1 other. Shawn, can you just tell me real quick, what is this other that he has as his loss? And not only that,
as
he
a
has
loss.
a draw and a no contest.
Has even other? Probably a DQ because he like bit their dick off or
I
something.
don't, man, fucking tell me, man, while you're on that page. But this, I
He's
think this is the
he's
most
been
diverse
taking a
fighter of all
lot of
time.
he's been taking a lot of L's via unanimous decision.
Oh, yeah.
And he's
What,
been getting just his
when was the
record
last?
is so checkered, honestly.
When was the last time you fought?
It's so funny. His record is just so like his thing is just so shit. You know what's even funnier?
Yes,
When
Usman.
listen, he was 3-0, and then he went. This is his career. He went 3-0, then 3-3, and he had 3 wins, 3 losses again. And
Uh,
he fought Kamara Usman, and he won, and then like he fought Nico Price too. To be fair,
man, this guy is the GOAT. What else can I say? You don't
oh
go around.
oh, he got wait.
Yeah,
He
what's
had a
up?
no contest, but probably went down as a loss. No contest, accidental knee to the groin.
Oh man,
Knee.
how the fuck do you knee someone in the groin? Yes, happened.
TKO punches.
Man, what the fuck? Like, obviously,
I
I
say he need
understand
him in the
how.
groin, then like
What the
he probably need him in the groin and start ground and pounding him.
fuck? that'd be
100%.
that'd be so fucking shit, man. But anyway, uh, I think we recapped the UFC.
Yeah,
Yeah,
honestly, it wasn't the great. Like me personally, I didn't actually watch I watched JP Boys tie to
yeah.
Ivasa. That was really it, and then watched the main event, and like the main event was literally just like we were hoping that Derek Brunson was gonna just stand, but like we kind of knew at the same time that like he was gonna go to the ground for a little bit probably. And I really wish I placed a little bit of money on Derek Brunson for this fight.
Yeah. Hey, call me Mystic because I predicted this. I predicted it, man. I said,
Did you?
yeah, I said when you beat people like Sam Alvey, you beat everyone in the middleweight division. So I know what I'm talking about. Uh, I said it, and now Derek Brunson is going to be the next champ. What can I say? When you beat Sam Alvey, you are championship material.
Derek Brunson's gonna knock out Izzy.
Izzy is nothing compared to my man, Derek Brunson. It's the Sam Alvey killer. But
You know, I like
yeah,
the look of this too. The 260 card isn't fully up. I don't think. I think there's more fights on it, surely, because on the
260.
main card. Yeah, 260s next, boys. Cause
Listen, man, 260 is disgusting, man. Are we gonna watch it fully? What do you reckon? You
uh,
down? Because it's
possibly.
Easter, man. It's Easter, boys. We are
I think
starting Easter break this weekend, so it'd be stupid not to. Do you know what I mean?
I definitely will wake up to watch Sugar Sean.
Nah,
Sugar Sean O'Malley.
all right.
Okay, I'm gonna quickly preview this card for you. On the early prelims, nothing crazy except for Abu Alzar, 14-2. Like everyone on the early prelims, there's these two fights, featherweight and middleweight, and the guys both have some tasty records. Like they're pretty calm. Nothing crazy, but the first fight is against two guys over the age of 30, and then the second fight is against a young guy, Shane Young, literally, 27 versus a 35-year-old vet, Omar Morales. Omar Morales, 10-1. I think this is, I'm not entirely certain, but for some reason, I feel like I've heard of him. I'm gonna go into his share dog right now, but I don't know why, I feel like someone said this is his first fight in the UFC. That could be completely wrong. I could be thinking of someone else. But, for some reason, I can't find him. He's apparently got a fund manager. He doesn't have a share dog.
He's the goat, man.
Omar. But prelims, uh, there's not a whole lot I can see. Well, William Knight 9-1 versus Alfonso Mainfield 9-2. Looks like it's gonna be two guys punching the heads off each other. Jared Gooden versus. Oh, hold on. Hold on, we got a fight right here.
I know who you're gonna
Ab
say. Yeah.
Abubakar
Uh-huh.
Nurmagomedov,
I was waiting.
welterweight.
I believe, now listen, on his Wikipedia it says notable relatives Khabib Nurmagomedov. So again, man, Khabib is fucking in like every single card, man. I see him popping up. And actually, I wanted to mention real quick, Khabib Nurmagomedov is also coaching Luke Rockhold, which is very interesting because
I got something to drop about our boy Abubakar. He's got one fight in the UFC which he lost
oh
by a
really?
choke. He got choked.
What choke was it, man?
A
Rear naked.
triangle
Oh
choke.
no,
Just the
not
same
triangle.
the same choke you got in on me last Friday.
Man, I predict it, to be honest with you. I predict it. Even though it happened already, I still predict it, man.
I hope that Abubakar can get on a nice liquor run, but um, it's I'll be interested in that fight to be honest. Like there's not a lot on the card that like I mean there are a few there's like a few like liquor fights like that one Abubakar Nurmagomedov. I'd just be interested
I
to see
can't
how
wait to
he
see it, to be
does.
honest with you. Again, Khabib is
Uh,
going for that coach of the year. I don't care, man. He's going for the coach of the
Stipe
year.
Miocic and Ngannou is the main fight, which obviously Tyrone Woodley, Vincente Luque. That's gonna be a banger because Vincente Luque, if he brings one thing to this fight, it's not gonna be if he doesn't bring ability, if he doesn't bring takedown ability, he brings one thing, and that is pressure, which Tyrone Woodley is like. This guy is like a diamond. Pressure makes diamonds, and
Mm.
under so much pressure right now. I'm hoping for a Tyrone Woodley first round knockout, but I won't get it. I don't think. I think this is gonna be a very good fight though. It'll be interesting to watch. Next fight though, Sugar Sean O'Malley versus
Oh,
Thomas
it's
Almeida.
it's so
Sugar
interesting
Show.
to see
Sugar
how he's gonna come
Show.
back. Honestly, because he's
Sugar Sean O'Malley's gonna.
yeah,
Ooh, I can't wait. I can't wait for this guy.
he's either gonna come back and like I see it going two ways, yeah. Well, I see it going one
Hmm.
way, and then I still kind of I don't know. The first way I see it kind of going is just Shawn coming back, basically dominating Thomas, and then obviously saying like what did you expect? You know what I mean? Like basically coming back to his old ways, proving that like his foot fuck up was like a fluke. Do you know what I mean? Or he comes
Hmm.
back and he loses again, and that just fucks up his hype pretty much. Like he's still, I don't think
Of
he's gonna get
course.
cut, but he's gonna go back to the prelims, I think maybe.
I like I like this fight because okay, it's realistically our boy Thomas Almeida here is on a 3 fight skid.
Mm.
He's got a his record's been sketchy ever since 2015, to be honest. He fought Garbrandt, he got knocked out, then he fought Alberto Morales and he won. And then
Mm.
he's gone on a 3 fight skid since then. And he hasn't and the last time he fought was October 2020, so not too long ago.
This is actually interesting. I just see
Uh,
Shawn.
but if you look at if you look at this guy's record, Thomas Almeida, 22-4,
Yeah,
17 KOs, four
nice.
submissions, one decision, and he's been knocked out twice and decision twice. He's never been submitted. So can Shawn O'Malley get that choke finish?
I don't know, but one thing I just noticed, Shawn, I think it might be the curse of the Miocic and Ganu card. Because, Shawn, if you take a closer look at Thomas Almeida's record, yeah, check his loss to Rob Font. Check what card that was on.
Ooh,
Is this he was head kicked
Miocic
and
and
punched?
Ganu.
So, do you know what? Just because of that, I am predicting a head kick and punches round two, 2 minutes and 24 seconds. I think that's what's gonna happen. That's my
You know
prediction.
what I think is gonna happen?
What's up?
I think Thomas. See, okay. Anybody listening right now, I need you to know one thing.
Uh huh.
If there is very few fighters in the UFC that I would call myself a fan of, and Sugar Sean O'Malley would be one of those people. I'm a fan. I'm a big Sugar Sean fan. He's one of the first podcasts I ever listened to. I'm a huge fan of this guy.
Damn, for
Um,
real?
I really I really hope Sugar Sean wins.
Wait, wait, wait,
I'm
wait, wait.
hoping he.
Your first podcast that you listened to was an hour one? Bro,
It was
disrespect.
three. It's a
You're
Sugar
getting
Sean
kicked
was a
out, bro.
two
You're
or
getting
three
kicked out.
hour. Sugar Sean's was a 2 or 3 hour
What?
with Joe Rogan. I'll look it up now. J or E Sugar Sean.
Oh, can I just address something here real quick, actually? Can I just address something, Shawn? You sent it to me yesterday, and I was appalled. I was absolutely appalled, Shawn. So, you sent me a little post, yeah? Tell me how Ariel Helwani and DC are the
Oi.
podcast tag team ESPN champs when they didn't even like fight for the belts. They just got it handed to them.
They didn't even defend the belts.
They didn't even defend it. Like, bro, I know you're listening here. I know you listen to us. We're here. We're on the block. Like, me and Shawn, we are ready to get those belts because we know it. Our names are already engraved on them. DC, check mine, yeah, because you have mine, and Ariel has Shawn's. So obviously, just check the engravings,
DC,
man.
DC, baddest man on the planet. Let's do it. I'm gonna
Let's go,
take
man.
I'm gonna take everything that DC and Area have been working for their whole career. We're gonna get people on this podcast they could only dream. They don't get people on their podcast because no one wants to come on the DC Area Hawani show.
Do you know what, DC? I'm gonna cut a promo, man. I want you in the octagon, and I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do, man. I'm going to bring some pepper in my pocket and put it under your nose so that you sneeze and blow out your back, and then I'm gonna get you in a rear naked. That's all I'm gonna do, man. That's how I'm gonna win. I'll those championships. I'm absolutely appalled, Shawn. As soon as you sent that to me, yeah, I couldn't believe my eyes. I actually couldn't. Like these guys were gifted. They didn't even fight for them, man. Like, what's up, man? Come on.
No, see, you call that DC Area Hawani area. Yeah, of course I've got a little bit of fighting experience in my locker. I trained in mixed martial arts,
Wait, are you
boxing,
talking about real
every.
fighting here, Shawn?
No, listen. Ariel. Yeah, I've got the training, but I don't want that. Okay, I'm gonna bring you to your own domain. Let's get it going. A game of Connect Four,
Okay,
me versus you,
okay.
and the winner is holding up that belt, and I'm gonna wear it around my waist. And it's just
You know what, Shawn? I think it's very fitting that me and you win the championships with the Connect Four tournament. The four podcast wins it by Connect Four. So DC, I'm calling you out, man. I'm calling you out. Connect Four championship for the belts. You gotta mail it to us first class. I'm not taking the belts unless you mail it to us
no, no,
first
no, no,
class.
no. Not mail it to me. I want it to
I'll,
be
I'll
hand
spit
delivered,
shine and hand in, man.
hand
I don't even want to spit
spit
shine.
shine.
Don't spit shine.
And I
I
want
don't
you to
want your
clean my
sperm, man.
school shoes as well. I want you to clean my school shoes as well, man. I want you to kiss them too, man. Don't. You better bring. Actually, you know what, DC? DC's been chatting a lot of shit about how Louisiana's got those cuisines. I'm gonna put you in my kitchen in in a nice little apron, and you're gonna cook for me, baby. That's gonna happen. And Ariel, you can serve it to me because you're a little bitch. Let's see it.
Oh
Let's see
man.
it. DC,
Oh fuck.
Ariel Helwani. I'm coming for you, motherfuckers. Let's do this.
Let's go, man. Come on, we're ready. We're ready. We've been waiting.
We're
We've been
sitting
ready,
here.
man. We've been ready.
We're
Tell
sitting here. We're sitting here.
wait. Tell me.
Sitting here. We're
Tell
sitting here
me.
waiting.
Tell me. Who is more consistent? Us or them? Shawn, if I remember it correctly, I remember last year they took a break. They took a break, Shawn. A break. They took a break from podcasting. Bro, who takes a break from podcasting? Not
We
only
don't take
you
breaks.
just chat
What's
for
a
an hour and
break?
that's it. Me and Shawn come up with the topics, yeah. I gotta edit it and upload it. We're a two-man team right here versus
Milan,
your
can I
whole
ask you a question?
production
You
team,
just
man.
said something. I have a question. What's a break? I've never heard
A
of this
break.
word
I've
in my
never,
life.
man. Like it was so foreign to me. I actually had to look it up when I heard it. I was like, I was looking, yeah, because back then I was a bit of a schmuck listening to their podcast, yeah. So I was waiting. I was like, oh, okay, can't wait to listen to this week's podcast. Wait, where is it, bro? They were on a break. They were on a break. So
A what?
they were on a look. Listen, I'll put it in easier terms, yeah. They took time off. They were slacking. They were slacking,
Time
Shawn.
off. What is that? What's time off?
They were slacking, brother. We are the most consistent podcast in the game. Tell us when I've missed one Saturday. Haven't. The day I miss a Saturday is the day we retire from podcasting. It doesn't matter, man.
well, maybe not retired, but I guess we'll take a leaf out of their book and take a break. But when's that gonna
No,
happen, man?
we're never taking a break, Shawn.
We're quitting if
The
we take
day
a
we take a
break.
break is the day we retire from the podcasting world. That's all I have to say, man.
DC, Helwani, let's do it.
Let's go.
Anytime,
Let's go, DC.
anywhere. Also, Milan, you're an absolute pussyo. Sugar Shawn and JRE's podcast is over 3 hours long. Fuck off. It's
I
the
think,
first
do you know
podcast I
what? I
listened
think we're
to.
gonna have to make a 4 hour podcast. Again, I'm gonna have to fucking
Man,
bleep
Sugar
this.
Sugar Shawn.
I'm gonna have to bleep
Oh
this,
man.
Shawn. But uh, you know, I think it's gonna have to be a 4 hour podcast because not only do we have to do that, then we could talk about, you know, what has happened in the UFC world. Do you know what I mean? And just talk about
Oh, of
everything.
course. We can just,
Yeah,
you know,
basically. But
and then we'll like,
I think we should just like, we should have a portion dedicated, but then we also do a normal podcast show. I mean, treat the viewers
yeah,
to a
yeah,
double
yeah, of
trouble, okay?
course.
But basically, uh, yeah,
Ladies and
back to
gentlemen,
260.
back to 260. I'm not going to say too much more on 260, Milan. If you want to add a little bit to it, go ahead. But all I'm going to say on 260 to finish is there's just going to be a banger. I can't wait to watch Stipe Miocic face down.
Wait, are we gonna watch the full thing, man? Come on, it'd be rude not to, man. It's
Possibly,
the
possibly.
Easter
We'll see, we'll
break.
see.
It starts at 11 as well. which is decent.
The
And it's not
Easter
like there's
break
three title
championship.
fights, you know what I mean?
There should be. Well, there is already. Sugar Sean's putting his belt on the
That's
line.
true. The undefeated belt.
The
It's
undefeated belt.
man.
If he wins this, he fights Paulo Costa
I think
for the drunk
mentally
championship.
mentally undefeated championship, Izzy versus Sean O'Malley. I think it has to be a go. But Sean, I think one thing I'm interested to see Tyrone Woodley fight. I'm not gonna lie, because this is basically gonna be a make or break fight for him. I think if he genuinely wants to get his career back on track, back to those winning days, he has to. Because I hear about him always like not going for the shots. He'd be measuring, he'd be calculating, but he'd never like pull the trigger. Do you know what I mean? So hopefully he could find his rhythm, find his game again, and just actually fucking knock this guy out. Do you know what I mean? But put
Oh
up a
yeah,
good fight. Uh, and then can't wait for the Sean O'Malley card. Uh,
Sean
can't wait for that
O'Malley is the
fucking.
card.
Can't wait for the Abubakar Nurmagomedov fight. I'm very interested to see that. Khabib back in the corner for the coach of the year. Stipe versus Francis. I won't lie, Sean. I I'm gonna make a disgusting prediction here. Okay,
hmm
I want Francis to win. I won't lie.
Brothers.
I,
So do I, but I'm gonna actually. I just said something, but I'm gonna step across you, Milan. Stipe Miocic is gonna stop this fight.
you think so?
Stipe Miocic is gonna third round stop this fight.
You really think so?
I think that he's just a level above Francis.
If he when he beats, well, this is what I'm gonna get to basically. I want Francis to win. I think Stipe, if he keeps the same head movement, if he his body hasn't gone down, like gone to shit over these 3 years, and he's in good physical condition, I see it kind of going the same way. And I don't know, I want Francis to win, but I think Stipe might get it. Might. But if he does win this, or when he does win it, he is gonna go down as one of the uh, heavyweight goats, and it'll be nice for this.
Ngannou or
No,
Stipe?
no, no, Stipe.
Stipe will be. I think we'll talk about this next week, but
Yeah,
Stipe is the heavyweight goat in my opinion.
okay. I, I'm just gonna. I'm not gonna mention it now, but I'll say it in the next podcast again. Yeah, cool. But Stipe Miocic versus Francis, definitely a big headliner. We finally get to see Stipe fight again. And Sean, do you think that if Stipe loses, will he retire?
If he loses, that just sets up Stipe and Ngannou three.
But like if Stipe gets not like it goes by like the way casuals think it'll go, first round knockout, and I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of the way I want it to go, just for fucking the fun of it, yeah. But let's say
Did you just
in
unintentionally call yourself a casual?
nah, because I'm just different. I'm different. But
It could
basically,
happen.
what?
It could happen. Like
That's what I'm saying, man.
Ngannou
If
has trucks in his hands. Like
like genuinely they measure the speed and it's like getting hit by like a car going 60 miles per hour. It's ridiculous. If Stipe does get caught by Francis in the first round and gets
he could get
like
knocked out.
he gets the Curtis Blades treatment. He gets starched and he's like unconscious for a while. He's definitely gonna get like a medical ban, like six. How long is it? It's like 3 month ban or a 6 month ban or something. But
Think it's something like that, but it depends.
yeah,
It depends on each case. I think though Stipe loses that belt.
I think he's gonna
Um,
retire.
I don't know if he'd retire, but I think he'd want a rematch, but he wouldn't be the first title defense. Ngannou would like. I think Ngannou would fight Derek Lewis next or something. 'Cause I think that my thing is the reason I would
Oh,
want
that'd be such a
Ngannou to
fun
be
fight.
champ.
Sorry.
The reason I would want Ngannou to be champ is because he would defend it regularly.
Mm.
Whereas with Stipe, it kind of like you're kind of asking him for it. He defends it like once a year, kind of thing. It's kind of
I
that's
won't
fair.
lie, I'd love to see, I'd love to see that fight, man. Francis
Oh, for sure.
Ngannou versus Derek Lewis. But remember, they already fought before with the
You
most
know what?
boring fight of all time. And if history repeats itself,
Milan.
Stipe, wait 1 second, let me finish. Hold on, brother, I'm talking. Stipe Miocic was the first card he had in January. Guess what his next fight was? Derek Lewis. That was Ngannou's next fight. Derek Lewis. Could we be seeing the reoccurring events, but this time instead of 2 L's, it's 2 dubs? Who knows? Again, that's what I'm gonna put. I'm gonna say basically. But yeah,
You
Shawn,
know something that we're forgetting.
go for it, man.
John Jones.
Fuck! I forgot he's getting the next title shot. Shit.
But
I don't
if
want him getting
Stipe
the
if
title
Stipe
shot, man. I'm gonna be
if Stipe no,
100%.
it's like if Stipe loses, then Stipe can get a rematch if he wants it. But if John Jones
I don't want
wins, no,
John Jones getting the title shot. He nearly got pieced about. He nearly lost to Dominic Reyes, the man who is fucking, who isn't doing too hot right now. Do you know what I mean? And how
just
do you
to
think
say
he's
it
gonna fucking
nicely,
do against power like Ngannou or fucking
or
a fighter like
Stipe.
Stipe? Let's be real. In a
Well,
much
John
higher
Jones would take down Ngannou.
what?
John Jones would take down Ngannou.
That's one thing I forgot to mention. Actually, I'm very interested to see Ngannou's wrestling because he has been training with
Usman in the
Usman.
corner. Usman in the corner as well.
Yeah, and it's not the first time, Shawn. He has been training him for a while, actually, since the Cain Velasquez fight.
And we haven't actually seen any. We haven't seen him do that wrestling. Like we
Oh,
like
because all his fights,
the last time he wrestled was against
his
Stipe.
last 4 fights were like a total of like 2 minutes together. Like it's ridiculous.
That could possibly go against him as well
Yeah,
because
ring rust basically.
Stipe
Even though he's still been
Stipe
fighting,
Stipe's been in that cage. It's not ring rust, but it's just like
it kind of like
the
it
only
is because
time the
Johnny, you're
only
not fighting that
times
long.
in yeah, but the only times that Ngannou has gone the full is when he fought Derek Lewis and he lost, and he fought Stipe and he lost. I'm
Mm.
actually thinking I'm gonna put a bit of money. I'm gonna put a Stipe to win for this fight on Paddy Power. Um, I think that's gonna be my recommended bet for the weekend. Uh,
Not
I'm gonna say
sponsored. Not
Stipe.
sponsored.
Not sponsored. Also, I don't condone betting.
Yeah,
But if you are gonna bet, guys, I would. I'm gonna personally place a bet. Stipe. I'm gonna put €1 or €2 on him to win, but just to win. I'm not gonna place any, because I do think you can stop him, but I'm not gonna go too specific on this one this weekend. I'm gonna put €1 or €2 on it, and we'll just see what happens.
yeah.
Uh, we'll see.
Bet
It'll
responsibly,
be
guys.
interesting.
Don't. When the fun stops, stop. That's all I have to say for that.
Exactly.
But
Bet on fights you're confident with.
yeah, maybe
Like
sometimes if you want to have a little fun, you have money to spend. You have some disposable income that isn't gonna like be a detriment if you lose it. You know what I mean? Place if
exactly.
if
I
it's
had six
if it's a
euro
fight you don't
and
know,
Megan Anderson
yeah,
lost.
it,
You know, by the way, Megan Anderson, if you're watching this,
I know you're
come on the
watching this,
podcast. Come on the podcast.
but
We messaged Megan Anderson to come on the podcast and she never responded, but it's not a big
yeah,
deal.
but if you have money to lose, like you don't care about it, then you could spend that on random fights. But brother,
Yeah, exactly.
spend be
If
wise,
you got
man.
that disposable, yeah, you got the right idea.
But that I think that's 260 done. Yeah.
260's done, but 261, I believe it is. We got a huge
I wait, wait,
main
wait.
event.
We can talk about 261 now.
Is it 261?
I think we should keep that closer to like
Is
in
it
two
no?
weeks
It's
or
two.
something.
Oh, sorry, no two. I believe it is 26. Is it 261?
261 is Jorge
No,
versus
262.
Usman.
Sorry, 262. I'm so sorry. 262. Charles Oliveira versus
Oh yeah,
Michael Chandler. And
man.
Khabib is now retired officially. My apologies, boys. I got
This
the
this
times, the dates wrong, but
this is what I was talking about. As soon as I fucking was editing and like uploaded the shit, Khabib officially retires from the sport of MMA, and he's off the rankings uh, officially. And guess who's back? Conor McGregor is back in the pound for pound, number 15, baby. It's the only way is up,
He's
man.
number one. He's number one. He's number one.
And
Connor's
basically,
gonna be number one in the
I
rankings end
think
of the
Khabib's
year.
gonna get Coach of the Year if he gets a couple more wins. But uh, Shawn, I won't lie. First of all, I'm gonna stick up the picture of Oliveira versus Chandler now.
Something
First
you
of all,
said, man.
one
Look at
sec.
this guy's
Yeah,
eyes.
I
Look
was
at his
gonna say
eyes.
his eyes don't look so dodgy there, man. They look so dodgy.
Like, what's he looking at? Why is he looking at me like that?
He's
What did he
looking
do?
at fucking I don't know, man. He's looking at something. But
Who's gonna win this, Milan?
Shawn, I'm gonna place my official prediction closer to the fight, but
What are you thinking
I'm
now,
I'm
though?
only gonna say what I want, not what I think will happen. I want Chandler to win. I
Chandler.
I don't want. I like Chandler, man. I'm gonna say it right here, right now, Chandler. I know you're listening. Shout out to Chandler, uh, because not only is he like obviously it's kind of a not disgrace, but like kind of fucked up that this guy's coming in first fight, a second fight in the UFC, first fight after a win, fucking quick title shot. But I think his inside boxing and his wrestling definitely, if he does get in the ground, it'd be interesting to see how Charles Oliveira, his grappling is compared to Chandler's. But I think on the ground, if it's near the cage, it's going to be WrestleMania, basically. And I want the inside boxing of Chandler is too OP. I see Chandler being too explosive, and possibly even catching Oliveira. Because I'm gonna be real here, I don't want Oliveira being champ. I'd much rather see Michael Chandler, to be quite honest with you. And I don't think that's the only reason he wins, Shawn. I think we could both uh, say that Chandler's gonna be a lot more prepared for this. You know why? Because he has the greatest sparring partner of all time, his son.
That's Kamaru Usman, you racist.
Okay, man. Listen.
Okay, look. A little interesting thing about Iron Michael Chandler is that he's never been submitted.
It's because he's a beast, man. What can I say?
He's lost 5 times, 3 knockouts, two
I don't
decisions.
see Oliveira
But
knocking him out, man.
I, I could see Charles Oliveira 30-8. Charles is on a great run.
Mm,
Let's just get that out of the way. He is on a great run.
yeah,
He
facts.
last time he lost, five, six, seven, he's 8 in a row right now, and his last loss was to the GOAT, Paul Felder,
Mm.
and he lost by knockout to Paul Felder.
I think it's gonna be the same with Chandler. I think
I think
Chandler's gonna kill on
Chandler
this kid.
also Max Holloway knocked out Charles. Yeah, like, I think for Charles is a great guy. He also lost to Cub Swanson by knockout. This was back in 2012. So obviously he would have changed a lot by then. But um, the fact that he's taken L's, obviously. But he's got 19 subs, 8 TKOs, 3 decisions. For me, it's a very interesting one because Chandler's wrestling. Like, this guy wrestles with Kamaru Usman, and it's competitive. Like, it's good with a guy who's that much bigger than him.
Yeah.
Now, uh, this guy, Charles Oliveira, 177 centimeters. That's about 5'10". I think 178 is 5'10". And Chandler's like 5'3" realistically. Um, he's like 5'7", 5'8" or something, I think. But it's a very interesting one because Chandler is obviously, this is not a problem for him, as we found out in his last fight. The length
Mm.
doesn't mean anything because Chandler will find a way in. And I could see Michael Chandler laying this kid out. I could
Okay.
also see Charles tapping him out. but
Okay.
it's interesting. It's interesting. So my ultimate prediction will be, we will decide on the weekend of May 15th. But as of now, unless I'm gonna have to look into it. But my early prediction is gonna be Michael Chandler to win this one. This is
Michael Chandler.
that's a prediction. That's not what I want to happen. That's my prediction. That's what I think will
To be
happen.
honest, I'm gonna lock it in as
And
well because I was talking about how I think. I think so. I'm gonna say Michael Chandler wins this by knockout. He finishes Charles
Michael
Oliveira.
Chandler's gonna call out. He's gonna call out what's his name?
Khabib.
He's gonna call out Khabib, and he'll call out uh Dustin Poirier as well, probably. If
I
Dustin
think it'd be
Poirier gets past
interesting.
Conor.
It'd be very interesting.
So it's gonna be a cool fight, honestly.
Man,
I look forward to it.
I saw so many people saying Dustin Poirier deserves this fight more than like fucking Charles and Chandler. But
So
you think
stupid.
Dustin Poirier wasn't offered this fight already? He's the one that chose
He
himself
was the first
to
name. He's the first name
he
offered it, I would say.
he's literally the one that chose straight after the Conor second fight with Conor. He knows that he wants that red panty night. The title will come. The title will come. I think the next if when he beats Conor, or if he beats Conor, excuse me. I think if he beats Conor the next time, because I don't know what Conor's gonna show up this time. If he beats him, his next fight is the title fight. No doubt about it.
Exactly. You can't overlook Conor because this is not motivated McGregor coming in. This is motivated dickhead coming off a lost Conor McGregor. Like it
And
is
we all know what happens.
he
We've seen that before. We've seen
he's not
Nate
gonna be
Diaz
humble.
second
He's not
fight.
gonna be humble. I look forward to it. He's gonna walk out there and be like, Dustin, I've seen you in your fights before and you're oh just his movement, he looks stiff. He's not good. I
He's
see
going
stiffness
to
in his movement.
he's going to charge back his donation that he made to the Good Fight Foundation.
He's
I think that's what he's gonna
he's
do.
gonna demand they tear down that building they built with his money.
He's gonna bring a fucking bottle of Tabasco hot sauce and market it more than fucking Dustin Poirier's hot sauce.
He's gonna come out drinking. He's gonna be drunk McGregor as well.
I'd fucking love that, man. Honestly. But this is kind of a make or break fight for Conor as well, because like realistically, 2 L's to Poirier. Who do you fight after that? But we'll talk about that closer to like June or May when this fight's actually gonna happen. But for now,
Exactly.
we're gonna talk about current events, baby. Current events. Uh, I think that's
Can I tell you
go
something,
for it,
Milan? Can I
man.
tell
Go
you
for it.
something?
Go for it. Go for
You
it.
know, there's something a little interesting I heard yesterday. So I think we've talked about the agenda, have we?
There's one more thing,
No,
but
there's
mention what you
there's
wanted
one
to
thing,
say.
but I'm gonna interrupt that completely. So I was watching a video, Mike Tyson talking about Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua,
Uh-huh.
and he said
Oh
Anthony
fuck.
Joshua
Yeah.
may hit harder than Tyson Fury than Deontay Wilder, but he doesn't hit harder than him, sorry, faster than him. And if he can't hit fast, which he doesn't hit that fast, he's not gonna hit Tyson Fury. Um, and then he goes, May 29th, Evander Holyfield, number three. Let's go. Mike Tyson versus Evander Holyfield 3 is going down May 29th, apparently,
It's
was the day I saw. Uh, which honestly, it's going to be interesting because they're both older. But I see that fight going the same way the other two went. Evander Holyfield's going to get the dub. Like, unless it's like an exhibition,
uh,
um,
uh, uh,
and no one
uh,
wins.
uh, man.
But yeah.
Listen, I think one cool thing. Fuck, 1 second. I just need to check this real quick. Uh, Give me 1 second. I think we're gonna dedicate all the all the boxing stuff at the end of the episodes, just because I think mainly people come here for the, you know, the what's it called, the MMA, realistically. But
I know, I just have to drop that in there.
yeah,
The
yeah,
Mike
obviously.
Tyson,
No, Shawn.
Evander Holyfield 3, May 29th.
Uh, I don't know if you
Fifth.
know this man. His name's Artur Beterbiev. Beterbiv. Beterbiv. I don't know how to pronounce the second name. Artur Beterbiev, but he's a fucking beast. I'll tell you his record now, Sean. He, wait, let me.
Send me a link to his share dog.
It's a box rec actually. He
Oh,
doesn't
a
do
boxer.
MMA,
Hold
man.
up.
What's wrong with you, dog?
All right, what's the record?
He's 16-0 with 16 KOs. He is a
Who's
light
he
heavyweight
fought?
champ. He has fought fighters, but he just fought during the weekend, and he again knocked out the fucking Adam Denny's. I want if Canelo gets past, uh, fuck, what's his name? I literally forgot it. It's out of my head.
Billy Joe
Yeah, Billy
Saunders.
Joe Saunders. God damn, how did I forget that? I'm not a casual. I just forgot his name, boys. Come on. But I think if he wins that fight, he goes back up to light heavyweight champion, to championship weight, and then he fights Artur Beterbiev, and we basically
Why though?
test Canelo's chin. And not only that, if Canelo genuinely wins against Artur, I think it'd be one of the biggest things, biggest wins for Canelo, to be honest with you, man. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Well, especially if he's going up to beating a light heavyweight with knockout power. Like he wasn't. He's not no small light
Yeah,
heavyweight. Is by the sounds of things.
but we're
Um.
already forgetting. He already fought Kovalev, and
Exactly. He
mind
fought
you,
Kovalev.
not only that, Kovalev did test positive for some substances, so it might have been a drug positive Kovalev, and he still knocked him out in the 11th, I think. So
Hmm.
very interesting there. It'd be a very cool fight. But Billy Joe Saunders versus Canelo, we're
He was
definitely gonna.
behind on that fight too.
What?
He was behind on the cards in
Yeah,
that
yeah,
fight
yeah.
too.
But we're gonna have to talk about the next Canelo fight again closer to the date. But another thing, Sean, that I want to talk to you about, that I'm just gonna have to take up right here. Sean, the Rumble on the Rock is happening this weekend.
Ooh, baby, Dillian White.
Dillian White
Povetkin.
versus Alexander
Povetkin.
Povetkin. A fucking. I watched that fight live, and it was absolutely fucking. It was the most beautiful slip uppercut I've ever seen in my life. I don't care what you say. It was so perfect. It was actually, it was like, do you know when you like show techniques to your mates? Do you know what I mean? Like you'll show like a slip uppercut. That's basically what it looked like he was doing. He slipped to the left perfectly, uppercut, boom, and the way he felt, it was ridiculous. And I sent you a video of it on Instagram actually. As soon as it happened, I was like, bro, he just fucking knocked out White.
Dillian White,
But
exactly.
we're
He
gonna,
didn't do this as some bum. Like it was
yeah,
a
it was the
serious fight.
WBC number
Dillian
one
White.
mandatory. That's it. But one other fight that I actually would like to mention. Now I don't know, Sean, if you know who Ricky Hatton is, Sean. Do you know who Ricky Hatton is?
I'm gonna come out here as the biggest casual and say nope.
He just search him up real quick on Google, but he is a beloved boxer from England. He fought the likes of Manny Pacquiao, Floyd Mayweather, and basically his son is making his professional debut on the same card, Campbell Hatton. A lot of
I do
accolades in his
know,
name. A
honestly.
lot of accolades in his name. He's going to be taking on Jesus Ruiz, who is 0-10. So obviously
What?
you're not gonna put in Campbell with a fucking killer. Do you know what I mean? You're not gonna
Oh
put
and
in.
10. This is gonna be a serious test.
It's gonna be a fucking huge test. But I think that it's an interesting card. I definitely would like to see. I, I don't know. I kind of I want White to like make a comeback to show that that fight was a fluke, but he has been susceptible to uppercuts for so long that it kind of pains me that like he still gets caught by them. But he's waited 1,000 days for a shot at the WBC championship, and he got knocked out and won't be done.
Over 1,000 days, I believe,
So
as
he
well.
needs this, Shawn. He needs this, and
It's
hopefully he
just
does get it.
if he doesn't get it, it would just be disgusting. Like if he wins, he deserves. So actually, another fight I just thought about there when we were talking about WB. I heard you say WBC.
Mm.
Andy Ruiz versus Deontay Wilder is in the works.
Oh man, Deontay Wilder. I think we talked about it in the last podcast. Actually, I remember talking to you about it. But Deontay
I
gets
think we
slept.
possibly did, but
Deontay gets
do you
slept by Andy Ruiz if Andy
do you
Ruiz
but
comes
do you
in
think
motivated. Yep.
do you think that either of those guys could ever have predicted the way that fight was gonna happen? Like when they were initially, they were both talking about it. Andy Ruiz was talking to Deontay Wilder when Deontay was the WBC champ, and when Andy was the what's it called? When he was the IBA, IBF, WBO, WBA, I believe it is. When he was holding all those belts, he was talking to Wilder, and they're like, "Yeah, we'll probably fight somewhere down the line," but
Yeah.
and then now they're fighting down the line, and neither of them even possess a
A belt.
belt in
Yeah.
their name. I wonder if this fight is under any certain org. So is it a W? Is it to get into that WBC mandatories kind of in the WBC rankings? IBA. I'm
I don't
wondering
know. It'd be
who
weird.
its
It's
priority
it'd be
for.
interesting to
But
see. It'd be interesting to see. But uh, is that everything that I have to mention for boxing? Because I know. Well, that's all I have to say for boxing. To be honest with you, Dillian White versus Povetkin, a very big fight. To be honest with you. Actually, one thing that I have to talk about: Chizzora versus Parker has been confirmed. I forgot to
oh,
say Chizzora versus Parker has been confirmed for the 1st of May. But not only that, Katie Taylor's fighting on the card as well. But
and she's
wait,
the
not only that,
co-main.
Chris Eubank Jr. is also fighting on that card. Beautiful day for boxing on that day. It's
Oh,
ridiculous.
Derek Chisora, man. Derek Chisora coming off an L as well. He beat David Price, and now he's fighting. He fought Alexander Usyk, took that big L, and now he's fighting Joseph Parker. This is two big fights in a row for him as well. This is no laughing matter.
But I think it's an interesting fight. It's a very interesting card. I want to see Chris Eubank Jr. go in, and then possibly, listen, this is me reaching for grapes here. But when is the Canelo Saunders fight happening, Shawn? Is it like, I know it's like Cinco de
Sometime
Mayo, I
in
want to say, because that's when like Canelo likes to fight like during these Mexican holidays.
Saunders versus Canelo, I believe. Oh, it is. It's a big stadium. I know this. Oh, May 8th.
May 8th. Okay, Shawn. Let's say Chris Eubank Jr. wins his fight against Marcus Morrison. Okay, he does bits and he gets the dub. He knocks him out in the first round or something. Very impressive win. Yeah. Saunders
Yes,
gets
sir.
outclassed. I'm just saying this hypothetically. I'm not making any predictions. I'm just making a whole, just just a quick fuck. I don't, man. My English is so stupid right now, man. But I'm just making a quick scene for you, okay? Billy Joe Saunders gets like not embarrassed, but knocked out or dominated by Canelo. Do you see Chris Eubank Jr. running it back with Billy Joe Saunders again?
In which situation? Sorry,
If Billy Joe Saunders loses against Canelo, which they fight on
if
the
he
8th, and
loses,
Eubank wins, and he fights on the 1st, they're only fighting 7 days apart. Do they run it back again? Because they fought in 2014, back 7 years
I
ago.
mean, he would probably need. I think he'd probably run it back with Canelo
You think?
because
If he gets like knocked
he'd
out or
have that.
something. No, I don't think so.
I think knocked out or not, he has that. Can Billy Joe Saunders is that kind of guy to want to run it back. I think just because he's Billy Joe is 30-0.
Is he putting up any belts on the line?
Yes, sir.
Is he really?
He's the super middleweight WBO champ, I believe.
The WBA, you mean? Super World.
W.
I
I
don't
think
know
it's
which one it is.
WBO.
I don't know which one it is. I'm a casual. What can I say? But
I think it's W. I'm pretty sure it's WBO.
yeah, it's the WBO World Super Middle title, and they're fighting for it. So he might possibly have a championship clause for
Yeah,
the
yeah. Because
fight.
but they're both defending, but
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see. But I'm just putting speculation. That's the word that I was gonna say. Fuck's sake. But I was just speculating real quick. So that's all I have for the boxing side, really. We'll talk about that Derek versus Parker card later, but closer to the fight. One more thing I have to say real quick before we wrap this up. Nice little bit of news. Gordon Ryan, one of the goats, if not the goat in jiu-jitsu history, has signed
behind Dylan Dennis, of
behind
course.
Dylan Danis. Sorry, boys, second goat. I believe he's undefeated in jiu-jitsu as well. So he
Really?
he Shawn, I'm telling you, look look him up. Gordon Ryan is a fucking beast, man. He's he looks like he's juiced up. I'm not gonna lie, he looks like he's juiced up, but maybe that's just what he looks like. I don't know, but
Jesus Christ, this kid looks juicy.
he is very good. Check out his Instagram. He's very I don't think he is.
99 kg is his weight.
I don't know if he is undefeated, but I know that he is barely fucking loses. But he is under. I'll tell you now. Fuck. It's like fuck. What's his name? John Danaher. Yeah. His coach is John Danaher, who, get this, also worked with GSP. So that's very interesting. But uh, is this guy? He's gonna be doing grappling matches. He stated on his Instagram that he's gonna be doing grappling matches at one FC, one championship FC, or one. Uh,
I have Gordon Ryan's record up for you.
Go for it.
155 matches,
Yeah,
143 wins, which 120 were submissions. He has 9 losses. One was a submission,
alright. So there
and
you
three
go.
draws.
There you go. The man, you could tell the guy is a beast in jiu-jitsu.
He's only 25.
Yeah, that's the thing. He's a beast. I've been following him for a while. Even when I did jiu-jitsu back in the day, uh, I've simply taken a little break. I'll be back soon, but hopefully.
I wonder if he has hands. That's what I wonder.
If what?
If he
Oh,
has any hands.
that'd be interesting to see. Do they test that one?
Pardon?
Did they test that one championship?
They do hydration tests. I'm
But
not sure if they have any
did
USADA or anything.
because I want to. I won't lie, yeah. I want this guy tested. Like, he looks super juicy, man. Let me be real. But like, it's always the jujitsu guys that fucking look super juicy. So I don't know, man. But
Well, they're rolling 24/7.
yeah,
They're doing so much
they're
like physical.
they always look fucking in shape, pretty much. But he has stated that he's going to be doing grappling matches, and then if he decides to take the path of MMA, that's where he's gonna do it. He's gonna have his MMA debut on one championship. It's an uh, they acquired a very nice superstar there. One championship did bits, and I think it'd be interesting to see what happens in the future for Gordon Ryan.
I just typed in Gordon Ryan steroids, and there's nothing massive, but there is. There's nothing really. There's a Reddit link. This is the only thing I can find saying Gordon Ryan before steroids, and I'll be interested. Jesus Christ, that's not what?
He's super.
Apparently he's a fat fuck.
He's super juicy, man.
Juicy, honestly.
Yo, man, I just have to say real quick. This guy's 90 kilos. I think it says on his Wikipedia.
99. It says
99.
online.
Do you know what? I'm gonna have to bleep this out. Do you know what told me?
Oh,
He weighs 80 something kilos. I'm like, no, you don't.
he's like a 90.
He's like 95.
Oh, easily. Cause like,
I'll have to bleep that as well.
yeah, obviously, believing this whole thing, like he was like 100 and something,
Like, no
and now he's like 99 now. There's no way
respect.
that much smaller than.
Nah, definitely isn't. He definitely isn't.
He's on
fucking,
steroids.
He definitely isn't fucking 80 something,
Natural.
man. Let's be real. Yeah,
He's not
not
natural.
natural. I want Usada to come to our school and test this guy. But
Exactly.
Shawn, we have gone past the hour mark. We've talked about everything we needed to talk about.
We have indeed today.
I think it was a nice little episode. Obviously shorter than our last, but
Shorter than most of them, to be honest. It's a slow enough week. Like it was the more what was happening in boxing and MMA.
yeah,
The only things that happened between now and last week, there was a lot, but we had already kind of talked about it, and
yeah,
all our questions just got answered. We're just talking about our questions being answered, so
literally.
there's not a lot to talk about this week. But ladies and gentlemen, all I will say is make sure you tune in this week to UFC 260
Shout out to UFC.
only on ESPN. The ESPN. Get your fight passes, buy the pay-per-view, and make sure as well that if you are betting, the recommended bet for the week is Stipe Miocic by unanimous decision or
Nice.
TKO in the third. That's the
Let me just.
that's the those are my bets that I'm going to be placing down. If anybody wants to take those on board and use it for themselves,
Yeah.
go ahead, but I would take no responsibility for any money lost.
Yeah.
Or any mortgages people may lose due to this.
And Shawn don't take any responsibility for any money lost. That's just.
But these are the bets. This is just my personal prediction. I'm gonna say Stipe by third round stoppage, third or fourth round.
I'm gonna say something dirty, bro. I'm gonna. Do you know what? I don't know, because I think about Stipe winning first round knockout. I wanted to say that, but then Stipe's gonna outclass this guy. That's what I think. He's gonna if he goes past the first round, it's over. So I'm gonna say Stipe decision. And I think it's going to be a split decision, because I think
UD or a split.
Ngannou is going to utilize the wrestling that he has, and he's definitely going to put up a challenge. I think he will win.
Ngannou's gonna win
close
by
enough
unanimous
fight.
decision.
Close enough fight.
Imagine
what
Ngannou wins by decision. Actually, he wins by submission in the first.
Man, it'd be ridiculous. But that's our predictions. Make sure to look out for. Since we have a nice Easter break ahead of us, I don't know if our next episode is going to be the GOAT or just a normal standard episode, but we're going to do 2 episodes in these 4 episodes in 2 weeks, and our first bonus episode is going to be the GOATs episode. In the second week of Easter, we're going to just kind of talk about it. We're going to have to talk about it off camera, but basically we'll see you,
of course,
in whatever episode comes up next. Essentially,
we'll see you soon, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget, if you are listening this long, that you are a member of the GOATs Club. You're a GOAT for listening this long. GOAT Squad. Like and subscribe, baby.
GOAT Squad.
Leave a comment below if you listen this long.
The offer still stands. Who will be our first commenter? We will give you a shout out. Our first commenter gets a shout out. That's what I have to say, man. Offer still stands.
We'll talk to you guys in the next episode, the GOATS episode, where we will also be reviewing Stipe Miocic versus Francis
Yes,
Ngannou.
sir.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to drop us a cheeky comment down below, maybe even a like if you are so willing.
If you did like the
We'll
episode, of course.
talk to you guys soon. Thank you for watching. Cheers, guys.
Thanks, guys.